Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Angela, and welcome back to day 10 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. We are on day 10, and we are doing your top underrated tarot decks. And I've got a couple here, 4 to be exact. I was going to add my Journey of the Sacred Bee, but I showed that deck at nauseum the last few days, so I'm not going to add it in. So I have 4 decks here. And the first one, I think it was in my last year's, the Universal Celtic Tarot, published by Los Scarabaro, and as you can see, it is well used. I love this deck. Let me get these extra cards out of the way. There's a card in the book. Oh, the string card. Wow. That's my card of the year, so that's funny. There's the backs. It's gorgeous. It's typical, what you would see in a typical Los Scarabaro tuck box. It is this very Celtic imagery, and I adore it so hard. It is a very earthy deck to me. It's almost like I've been here before. I've been in this world before. There's a Fool. And I think it's so beautiful, and I don't understand why it doesn't get talked about more. It is an older deck, but I've ranted about this deck for a couple years now. So I just don't understand why people aren't talking about it anymore, because none of these decks I see really anybody talking about. Love this Empress card. But it is gorgeous, and it reads so fantastic that when I got it in 2020, I found it very hard to put it down. For a while, I used this deck. This is the reason I got this deck, this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, if you've watched my channel, you would know, is the card I look for in any deck. I actually saw this on a post somebody did, and I don't know, I edged it in this foresty green to match basically every part of the cards, because there's green in every card at least. A little bit of green. But back to this card. I saw some on, I think it was on Facebook, somebody posted this Eight of Swords. And I'm like, oh my God, where did you get that? What deck is that from? They told me I got the deck. It was on Amazon for like 19 bucks. But the Eight of Swords is typically a card where they're bound, they're blindfolded, they're surrounded by the swords, they can't move. Or at least they are blind to the fact that they can move. Here, she's not wearing a blindfold. The swords are surrounding her, but she has wings. She could take flight at any moment. And the fact that she's covered in these beautiful flowers, and she's holding 2 of the swords, is like, I got this. I got this power that, and the flowers just remind me of like a new beginning, a new, almost like a rebirth, if you will, of this person. And I love that in this deck, and it instantly made me fall in love with this deck. And then when I got it, there were so many more cards, like the Empress I just passed. Look at this, like the Strength. I know I've showed these cards already, but like the High Priestess, she's got her dukes up. Like let's get to it. Let's do the work. It speaks to me so well. So well. This Empress, like her skirt, it's like my second favorite Empress ever. Her skirt is made up of all the animals and everything, and I love it so hard. Love it, love it, love it. So hard. But yeah, this is the Universal Celtic Tarot, and I don't ever see anybody talking about it, and I feel like I'm the only person that owns this deck. But I don't understand why, because it reads so powerfully and so beautiful, and it's gorgeous. So that is deck number 1, my Universal Celtic Tarot. I'm going to have to make because that part's broken off a few times, broken apart. So I'm going to have to make a bag for it. Next we have the Forest Creatures Limited Edition Tarot. It's Taroko Studios. I found this on Etsy. There is a difference in, you can get this in a mini also. There is a little bitty guidebook, but I can't hardly read it. It's so tiny. What the heck? That's crazy. The string card is in the book again in this deck. That's crazy. Crazy. These are humongous cards. Humongous cards. This is a deck that's just so body beautiful. But I don't care. It's one of those decks I got just to look at because it's that stunning. Sometimes we need that in our lives. But I literally saw this on one other person's channel. That's how I found out about the deck. Went on Etsy. There's 2 different versions. You can, if you want this specific one, you have to look up limited edition because there's a first version. Look at her dress. Just stunning. And then there's a second edition, and then there's this limited edition. First and second edition are like the same, and I love this, just the greenery and look at the moon, and look at the details on the trees. It's just, in the ground, it's just stunning. Stunning, but it reads amazing as well. And I never, ever, ever see anybody with this deck. Ever. But yeah, it's on Etsy. Look at that. Look at just the colors, man. It's amazing. Look at that. It's stunning. Oh, love that sun card. So vibrant. So beautiful. It reminds me of Romeo and Juliet. She's like, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? She's waiting for him. And that's the 5 of Cups. But yeah, this is a gorgeous deck. And it's a shame that I don't ever see anybody talking about it because it's stunning. Just stunning. Stunning. And the string card. So that was deck 2, the limited edition Forest Creatures Tarot. And there's, this huge, it's huge cards. And then you have a mini of this one as well that you can get. But I like the bigger cards. I love the detail in it. I almost got the mini. I'm glad I didn't because this huge deck is stunning. So next we have the Pinter Tarot. I got this. It came out this year, or 2021, published by Los Barrow. I feel like nobody's talked about this deck. It comes with a nice guidebook. And I'm going to pull this up again because we have 2 different Los Barrows here. We have the tech box version, and then we have the 2-part box version. And they're still making both versions of these because I have a deck that's similar to this one that came out this year as well, right around the time this one did. So they're still making tech boxes. I'm just throwing it out there because I've said it back in, I think it was October or maybe September. I did a difference between the cards with Los Barrow. If you get a tech box, it's a smaller, thinner card. If you get the 2-part box, it's a bigger, more tarot size. Because if you look, these are 2 different sizes. 2 very different sizes. But they're the same publisher. It's a lot fatter, this one. And a little bit taller than the tech box version. But here's the thing: if you get a tech box version, you're always going to get this version. If you get a 2-part box version, you're always going to get this one, the thicker cardstock. But they both shuffle like a dream. So anyway, just thought I would throw that out there. This is Pinter. He was an artist. He passed away, I think, in 2008. I have looked him up a little bit. The back say Carpe Diem F. Pinter. This deck I got for my birthday because I saw a little bit of the cards and I'm like, okay, cool. I got it and it has knocked my socks off. It has rocked my world. It has made me cry. It has made me scream. It has brought out so many emotions in me that I'm just like, what is happening right now? I love the artwork in it. It's nothing like something I would normally buy. Nothing like anything I would normally buy. But I love that it reads so well. It's made me fall in love with the artwork. Which I think is fabulous. I love the colors in it. And I remember seeing talk when it first came out. There's been nothing since. I've never seen a walkthrough of this deck. Nothing. It's just, it was here and then it was gone. Like, that quick. It was weird. But I never see anybody talking about this. And it's one of my top 10 all-time favorite decks. And I just got it in like October. It's deep. It's dark. It's emotional. It's crazy. But it's also stunning. And I cannot believe I have not seen this deck hardly anywhere. And nobody has raved about it as much as I have. But yeah, that is the love that queen. That is the Pinter Tarot by Pinter. It's his artwork. It was turned into a tarot deck once he passed because it came out. I think it's a reimagined version of this deck. I think this was a deck, and this is like a reimagined version of it. Love that card too. It's a stunning deck. And I'm just shocked that nobody talks about it as much as it's been re-released, as of recently, and I still haven't seen anybody talking about it. But I love it. Love it, love it hard. So the last deck I'm going to talk about, just got it as well, the Guardian Tarot. I've seen a couple walkthroughs, but that was it. I've not seen anybody really talk about it. I've not seen anybody do it. It's published by Red Feather, which is Red Feather shipper. Also did the Tarot of the She. I love the little magnetic box it comes in. It's got a book. I got this beginning of December. It's smaller cards, kind of like the New Chapter Tarot size, but they're super glossy and much thicker. I love this deck. It's literally like I've awakened for the first time to see that other beings are living alongside me in the same world I'm in. It's weird. I've had some massively deep readings with this. One of my favorite cards. It's like I'm literally communicating with this alien race that nobody realizes is living alongside of us. We just have a different frequency, so we can't see them all the time. Kind of like spirits. But these are living, breathing creatures, and this one reminds me of that so much. Like, we're there, but we're only seeing them part of the time. It's insane. And it speaks to a deeper part of my soul that I just didn't know was there when I got this deck. And I've seen hardly anybody working with this deck, and it's so gorgeous, and so beautiful, and so deep. I'm just like, I'm saddened that nobody's worked with this deck, that I've seen very little videos on it. But it is stunning. It's just stunning. And yeah, it's beautiful. And I think it has an even keel of dark cards versus the lighter meanings of the cards. That's the cover. Three of Swords, beautiful. Taking flight. That's just beautiful. Yep, so that is the Guardian Tarot. And the book is fantastic as well on this. So, that is day 10 for what are my most underrated decks of 2021. That's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.